Hello, Top Fan Rivalry followers. It's Friday morning and we got a treat for you. We have a treat for you. We have a new episode. I told you we're going to be doing 10 episodes or 10 new podcasts. Here is number 8 for you, and it is a Red Sox edition. We got Mike on. Mike, how you doing on Friday?
What's going on, Bill? Happy Friday to everyone. Thanks for having me on. Excited to be part of this new weekly programming here at Top Fan Rivalry.
It's going to be great, man. I met Mike when we were in Boston. I've had him on the podcast a couple of times. His information about the Red Sox is like mine with the Dodgers. He just nails it, and we want to give everybody the shot to talk some Red Sox baseball on Top Fan Rivalry. Couple things everybody needs to know. This is obviously if you're listening to the audio through RSS feed or Spotify or wherever you listen to it, you can also watch us on YouTube. For the first 5 weeks, they will be on YouTube. After that, they're going to go into the locker room, and you got to get locker room access. So that's just kind of, we'll give you a discount code and everything like that. Mike will give you his discount code. Not a big deal, but 5 weeks, and then there ain't no Red Sox talk anymore unless you're in the locker room. So I mean, by that time, things will have thawed. Spring training would have happened, started. Like life is good. So, anyways,
We'll be in the thick of it.
exactly. So, Mike, give me a little overview for the Sox 2024.
Sox 2024 is the ultimate wait and see game. We had a lot of turnover in the off season as far as upper management goes, with Craig Breslow coming in as the new GM. It seems like he's trying to make some moves. Uh, it seems like they're missing on a lot of moves also that they've been rumored with. So, uh, they have a decent farm system with some young prospects that either by the end of the season, depending on where they are, or next year, could be making an impact. But 2024 is going to be a what do they call it? A bridge year for the
Yeah.
Red Sox.
Okay, I like it. Um, where, in your opinion, where are the Sox strong? Where are they weak in this year?
um, I think that their offense is still going to be pretty solid. You had some emerging bats last year with Abreu and Rafaela coming up and making a little bit of an impact. Story will be back healthy this year, knock on wood, hopefully.
Mhm.
No ACLs and MCLs and ulnar collateral ligaments being damaged in spring training. Um, Pitching, well, we'll see how the pitching goes. Uh, if Bayo can be, uh, you know, actually be Baby Pedro for, I think this is like the fifth or sixth time that they've claimed to have Baby Pedro in the rotation. But solid season last year. I think just under a 4 ERA around there. They just signed or made the deal with Pavetta to come back, and he's been serviceable in whatever role, whether out of the bullpen or out of the rotation. You have Giolito coming in. We'll see what that looks like. If he can return to his first couple seasons with the White Sox, return to that form. Uh, I think that uh, they might be okay this year. I don't think they're winning the division, but I think that we'll see an improvement from last year.
I do think they're playoff contenders. But again, all 5 teams in the AL East are playoff contenders. I mean,
Right. Yep.
that's a very difficult division. It's not like either of the Central divisions where you can win it with 85 wins.
Right. Yeah, you have to be closer to 92, 93 wins, I think, to really be a contender in the East, AL East, and I think that they have the ability. It's just going to be what shows up on the field every day, and how how injuries go. I mean, we're kind of in that like I said, it's like a wait and see kind of thing.
Mhm. Yeah, it is. The AL East is funny because 85 wins will land you either third or fourth. It won't land you in
Yeah,
the bottom, but it land you third or fourth. Where in the AL Central, 85 wins might win you the division. It's
right.
it's a totally different ballgame. Um, side note, did you like the Verdugo trade?
Did I like the Verdugo trade? You know what? I was tired of hearing about Verdugo every day and this issue or that issue. So, you know what? New York can have the headache, and happy to have a whole slew of new young arms in the system to try and find some diamonds in the rough. So
Mhm.
while I'm sad to see, well, I guess he's really not the last vestige of the Mookie deal because Connor Wong is still on the team and looking like he'll be the starting catcher. So he was in the Mookie deal. He's the last remaining piece, but Verdugo was the crown jewel of that piece, and around here was a hopefully was expected to be a bigger deal than he was, but ended up being more of a headache,
Yeah,
which definitely happens. So
yeah,
uh, I'm not sad that Verdugo's gone.
makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, so I guess my final wrap-up question, and this is for you listening to this Top Fan Rivalry followers, this is what you're going to get over the next several weeks. And then once the season starts, watch out. Mike's going to have us like mind blown because I know how he thinks as far as the analytics side is. And, but tell me, what's the one person on the team you love? And what's the one person that on the team that, eh, if they weren't there, it's okay.
I think the one person on the team I want to love is, oh boy, Tristan Casas.
Okay.
I think that he's the kind of player that can really that Red Sox Nation can really get behind. Uh, he has a personality, maybe an odd one, but I think that Red Sox fans like somebody with a little bit of personality. Manny, Ortiz, Pedro, Pedroia. You list off these Red Sox legends of the early 2000s, and they all brought their personality to the game, to the team, and I think that that's something that with Devers and Bogarts and guys that have come since Ortiz left has been the leaders of the team. They're not really expressing a whole lot verbally about the team. You don't hear Devers talk every day about what's going on. You didn't hear Xander do that. Uh, and I think Casas has that ability to be a voice for the team and the public. So uh, I'm excited to see if that holds true. If he's given the platform to do that, this isn't the Patriots where you toe the line and you say nothing. So I want to see Casas really do well, and I think the catcher position. I know I already mentioned Connor Wong uh, is the position that I can probably do without both of them, Reese McGuire and Connor Wong. Uh, I just don't see them as leaders. And again, historically for the Red Sox, the catcher position has always been a leadership position for the team. Fisk, Pena, uh, even Mirabelli and especially Veritek were
Veritek.
all leaders on the field.
Mm.
And I don't see that from uh, from Wong or McGuire. We saw it with Vasquez, and then for some reason they decided that he wasn't worth it. I don't really understand that. But Christian Vasquez did that, uh, had control of the pitching staff, and so those are the guys I can do without. Let's find a catcher that wants to be a leader on the field, and really has a control of the staff. Uh, so
Yeah, for most baseball purists, they understand this, but I guess the casual baseball fan, they may not understand. A catcher is paid to be a psychologist and to control the game on the field. Whatever you get offensively from them is a bonus. Now,
sure.
obviously, you don't want your catcher hitting, 90. You want him to at least hit close to 200. But anything you can get above 200 is kind of a bonus because it's not offense is not wins what wins a game. It's whether or not your pitching you can score 5 runs a game, but if you give up 6 runs a game, you lose a lot of games.
It's the strategy inside the game.
Yeah.
It's the part of baseball that people think is that people don't understand, that leads people to think that baseball is boring.
Yes. Yes. There's the game that everybody's watching, and there's the game inside the game, and understanding the game inside the game is what I mean. You go back to the
Is
Bronx in
what makes it
2000.
great. That's what makes
Exactly.
it great.
You go back to the Bronx in 2008, and they had just signed A-Rod, and they had all this firepower and everything like that, and didn't make the World Series.
Right.
Well, the next year they went out and got pitching and still had the firepower, and then won the 2009 World Series. Like, there's arguments that can be portrayed when the Sox win the World Series, when whoever, you have to have some pitching behind it, and your catcher is the one that controls your pitching. And
Mhm.
so the guys just throw, but pitchers are not trained to sit there and think and analyze everything. The catcher puts down a little signer nowadays, just puts it in their hat, which don't get me started on that. Like, at some point we're gonna have to take a 30-minute siesta in the middle of the game because people are working too hard, and we're going to have some type of rule that says everybody needs to play 3 innings to get one at bat, like literally the way that we're going. But whatever. I mean, don't get me started on that, Mike. I can rant all day on that. The games are too long. We're going to have to start runner on second and third for um, the
Extras.
extra inning games, right? And a pitcher can only throw 100 pitches a week. If he throws more than that, he needs 5 days rest. I mean, do we start the games with the Little League pledge to at home plate? I trust in God. I
Right.
love my country.
The old
Anyways,
time, the old timers are rolling in their graves.
yeah, exactly, exactly. It's bad enough when you saw, to your point, it's bad enough when you saw Poppy give his speech when he got elected to the Hall of Fame and was talking about Terry Francona, says, Chino, Poppy's got you. You call me anytime. Poppy's got you. And they panned the old timers behind him like Sandy Koufax, and these guys were just rolling their eyes, going, "This guy's with us now? Great." Anyways, Mike, it's been a pleasure. Let's do this again next week. Um, Top Fan Rivalry followers, we're going to have fun with this Red Sox thing. The Red Sox are going to have an exciting season, so there's going to be a lot to talk about. But I can't thank you enough, Mike. I'm so excited to be doing this on a weekly basis with you, and let's see what kind of tomatoes and eggs we get thrown at us when we're walking down the street.
That's right. Well, thanks for having me, Bill. Looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and we will see everybody next week
Yes, we
for
will.
episode 2.
Episode 2. All right, Mike, have a good one.
You as well. Take care, everyone.